the police station. Okay, let's go to Rob Dew in Austria reporting on Bilderberg. We just joined us. Austrian federal police are searching for InfoWars reporters. They came to their hotel. Our crew was gone. Josh and, of course, Rob Dew. And so, Dew, go ahead, take over.
Okay, well, I'm about to walk in. I'm going to show everybody a shot of the police station. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can, sir.
Okay, so I'm about to go in. These look like the police vans that were driving around. You know, this is the same type of police van that was at our location earlier today. So this looks like it's the same.
And when they say turn your camera off, just say to them, it's for my protection.
Right.
You guys have already been very rude and aggressive, and I'm here to file a complaint about them going to your hotel. Go ahead.
Right.
Get on the offense with these people.
Okay, I'm walking in now. And
inside the Austrian substation of the state police. Right. And tell them the feds are looking for you, and you're there to talk to them.
Okay. How do I change this to me? Is there a way to do that? Is it just you hit that? Okay. Okay.
There you go, guys. Good job.
Yeah. Here I am. I'm gonna hit I'm hitting the intercom there to talk to them. They're probably freaking out, but you know.
I love your 1776 hat.
You know, you had to wear the little plug if you're gonna get arrested.
that was the first time we fought the Germans was in 1776 when they brought over the Hessians. Of course, most of them just defected and joined us. We just want to invite all the Germans and Austrians to join the move for freedom. There's a lot of great folks over there. In fact, some of our most active listeners are over there.
Oh. Okay, I think it looks like they have someone in there right now, so they're not letting two people in. But we'll see. This is the Austrian police substation. Hi. Hello. Did I just talk to you on the phone? Yeah. Okay, I called in. My name is Rob Dew. I'm a journalist out of Austin, Texas. How are you doing?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. So I'm broadcasting live for my protection. We're on a live radio show right now. But I got a call from my hotel manager, and he said that
I don't know.
You don't know?
What is this? What is this? Well, we're all live. Okay. Just
yeah. So
in which hotel do you stay?
I'm at the Rumpferhof Hotel.
And just tell them you're tired of being harassed.
Yeah, so they came to our hotel twice. And today they came and we weren't there. And so my hotel manager called me and wanted to know. Hi, how are you doing?
You're staying in Rotterstube, right?
Yes.
Yeah, as my colleagues here told you yesterday, it's not allowed to film the police or anything from the police stations. Thank you. Goodbye.
Ask them what the law is.
They did not tell us that.
All right, well, tell them you'll turn. Look at those guys. They think they're so cool. Hold on. All right, dude, go ahead and put your camera down when we come back in 70 seconds. Put your camera down.
All right.
And then try to be nice to them. Play good cop with them. Oh, boy. I've never been over there, but my grandfathers were. All right, we're cutting straight to a live feed. Alex Jones here back live video feed, audio feed from the state police headquarters in the area. Rob Dew's just been thrown out. Tell us what happened during the break, Rob. I couldn't skip that break because it was into the hour.
Sure. Well, you probably saw what the large guy came out. They seem to have a size differential. Whenever the large guys come out, there's always a bit of air and angst about them. But he came out and said, "You're Rob Dew? Yes, we told you not to film the police." And then he said something else and then left. So I guess maybe that's what they're going to tell me, not to film the checkpoints anymore, which that seemed to be the message that they wanted to give me. They never said don't film the checkpoints. All the guy said was that's rude to do, to film checkpoints or to film the police when they had cameras on.
Yeah, you tried to ask him what the law is. What did he say to that?
He didn't answer me. He walked off, and then the other guy got all snippy. He goes, "There's no discussion." During the break, he said, "There's no discussion." We have the whole thing on video. Josh shot it as well. I was also recording audio, and we had a hidden pin camera. So I guess we've given them all our intelligence at this point.
Well, we're not hiding anything. You told them you were filming.
Yeah, I told him we were filming. I told him we were broadcasting live. And, you know, all I can say is they have a very pretty receptionist. That's all.
Well, you're married and Josh has got a girlfriend.
That's right.
But what
That's
happens
right.
in Austria stays in Austria.
No.
She did look receptive,
like
like
that.
she wanted you to pick her up. So
Nah, no. It was, it's just very, this is just a very weird police state. There's not a lot of, you know, communication from them. I have no problem with not filming their checkpoints. They never said that.
oh,
But-
give me a break. They're checkpoints on a highway. They got the cameras all
exactly.
aimed at us.
And-
I mean, look,
and
you're
here's
just
the thing,
acting
yeah.
like you've done something wrong.
Wait, no, here's the thing, Alex. When we went there through the first checkpoint, the first time, we didn't even have our cameras going, and they flipped out. They were flipping out on us. They had their hands on their guns like we were doing something bad because we showed them U.S. passports. We showed them U.S. passports.
The Yankees are
flipped out.
attacking. That's kind of a
Yeah,
Russian
and-
accent. Oh,
and-
no,
and-
the
and I'm like-
Yankees are here. Oh, no. Hans,
What's
run.
the big deal? So, you know, of course, the next time we're going through the checkpoint, we're going to film it. And they got all mad that the second time I went through the checkpoint, we filmed it. And then they tried to tell me I was rude for filming them. You know, and I'm like, look, I'm not trying to be rude.
The point
But
is they
if
keep
you're gonna-
turning it
if you're gonna
around.
act like I'm a criminal-
Dude, this is what they do.
Yeah.
They make it like you're a criminal so you didn't defend yourself, changing the subject to them having checkpoints, trying to act like the press is illegal, covering a very important event. I would say to them next, is filming illegal in Austria? Tell me the law. We are press. Why are you covering up the criminal meeting? Because as soon
Right.
as we
Okay.
did that in Switzerland, they stopped acting aggressive. We said, go back and check with your canton leaders, state leaders. You're going to get in a lot of trouble. And then next, they were very polite and helpful after those exchanges. So I would just say, hey, we're not criminals. We're here to cover this. You let us in the country. You ought to be glad we're covering it. Don't you want to know what's going on? Because I guarantee you, those people don't know anything. They're in there talking about sports scores all day.
Right. And taking selfies. We're actually going back up to the other checkpoint. So I don't know how much longer is the show going?
We've got an hour left. So how
Okay,
far
well,
away from
you-
that
you-
checkpoint are you?
I would say about 6 minutes.
Okay, we'll just
We had a little bit of traffic getting down here, but after that, we're, you know, it's smooth sailing.
We'll do this.
The
Pull
town
over.
seems to shut down at 7. Yeah.
pull over, take a break. I'm going to come in, talk for about 5 minutes about Bilderberg and some interesting developments with Joe Biggs, but be on Skype with us.
Okay.
And then with Joe Biggs in here with us, you can then go live up to the checkpoint. And,
Okay.
when they come and say, I already told you no filming, you say, tell me the law. I want to know the law. Tell me why. Do you have cameras? I guarantee you they've got cameras at the checkpoint. And so just talk to them. Because believe me, they
All right.
don't want to escalate this. They'd love to arrest you and get brownie points with their masters. But they've been told don't do that because it'll draw more attention. And then the press will be forced to report on the criminal mafia meeting, Mafia 2.0 taking place. Rob, dude, just stay on the line with us. We're going to come right back to you. Joe Biggs is here with us. He's got news on Bilderberg, big news from their own press. Very interesting. But before that, we've got Rob Dew and Josh Owens about to pull up to the checkpoint. They've been looking for him. They came to their hotel that they dare videotape him. Let's take you now live to Austria, the site of Bilderberg, the criminal group meeting being protected by state and federal police. Josh Owens and Rob Dew, you are now in charge. Go ahead.
Josh, or Jones, I just want to show you something here. If you look on that Interhalpen sign, we just went by, it had a InfoWars bumper sticker on it.
I want to be
And,
clear.
so-
That's not you guys doing that, is it?
No, not at all. I'll go by one more time. Or I'll go by one more time and then we'll head out. Slow down right there. So
Because our stickers are
people
all
know
over the
what's going
world.
on.
I mean, our stickers are
Yeah,
all over the world.
yeah.
But I mean,
There you go.
really, I want to know. I
There
mean,
it
is
is.
yeah.
It's the dot in the I on the Interalpen. So I just wanted to, we were just happened to be driving by that spot again. We saw that as we pulled in today or yesterday. I took a picture. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday, I guess. I took a photo of it and,
Tweet it.
And tweeted that out.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You did tweet it.
And,
All right.
oh, yeah, I
well,
tweeted
tell
that
folks
out
where you
immediately.
are, what's about to happen. Some stations don't carry that first 5 minutes. You were thrown out of the police station. They said, you, Rob Dew, you not film police.
Yeah, we already told you that. And then no one ever said you can't film the police. No one ever said that. That's the funny thing. It's like they're acting like this is old news, and they never said to me, "Don't film the police."
He's saying they came to your hotel to tell you that.
Yeah, they came to my hotel, and that's, you know, really, that's what you came to my hotel for? Don't put up YouTube videos of police. I mean, what do you have to hide? We obviously, that's what they're worried about us. We obviously have something to hide. You know, they freaked out when we drove. Now we're going to drive past. This is where the checkpoint was yesterday. They've since moved it.
By the way, the
right
TPP is in trouble. The EU's in trouble. Their whole operation, as we expose, it's in trouble. They wanted this to all be covert. Please continue.
Yeah. So here's where the checkpoint was yesterday. Now it's all clear. Suddenly, you know, and from what we heard, this happened because I guess people were complaining, so they've made the security area smaller, because this is where they had us yesterday. This is where we pulled off. And there's a giant thing that says, "We're filming you." There's a giant camera sign right there that says, "We're filming you." And so they got mad when I was filming and called me rude.
A roving checkpoint.
Well,
So
tell them when they say that it's bad character to film, say, well, you're filming down the street. You're filming here.
Right. And I don't know if we're going to start losing signal. We're going out of the town area and going up the mountain. And it's a notoriously spotty service up here, as we've been finding out from our different we seem to have the best reception down inside Tel. So I'll give you a side view. This is looking down the mountain right now. And
You do roving checkpoints
Beautiful
whenever they
area.
think there's going to be a suspected attack or something like that, so they can keep people thinking. So that's why I'm saying it's kind of shady. They've got these Cobra guys in there, and they're moving their checkpoints around.
We're going to get your military perspective in a moment on that. You've dug up some interesting stuff out of the Austrian and Western press on Cobra. But before we get into Cobra, I'm going to stay with these guys until they hit the checkpoint or until their feed goes out. Amazing view if you're a radio listener. Looks like they're thousands of feet up on the mountain. It's frozen with the town down below them. I tell you, this has got to be, though, even though it's stressful, guys, a good place to be reporting from. Very, very beautiful. I expect to see Snow White any moment pop out. Any other comments, Rob Dew or Josh Owens?
it's very comfortable. If you can hear me now, it's very comfortable in terms of temperature. It's nice and cool, but it's not super humid, even though it's been raining. It rained yesterday, it rained today, but it doesn't feel really humid like you get normally in Austin, Texas. It's a different kind of temperature up here in the mountains. It just feels like you're breathing real air.
We're losing their feed right now. You're listening to Bilderberg 2015 coverage that U.S. media will not cover. It's all over the foreign press. Here's the checkpoint. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go, coming through here. So we're going to find out what's going on here.
And let your Skype stabilize. Stabilize your rear deflectors. Watch for enemy fighters.
Yes, passport ID.
Yeah.
Bring up that you're filming up front. Just tell them, is this a free country or not?
We're staying.
We're saying
Yeah.
the Interhoffen, not Interhoffen.
I'm broadcasting live on Skype to United States, America. Just letting you know.
We come from
And
America.
we got look, they got you. They have a picture of Josh and my passports. They're actually looking at us right now. So
werden dort ganz freundlich darüber in Kenntnis gesetzt, dass das live
Can you imagine? America's going to be just
and
like
so
this.
one of the soldiers is telling them that, or one of the officers, I'm sorry, is
They're having him pull over for further interrogation. These are the ones that keep filming. Why aren't they scared? We're going to be breaking all this down and some developments with Cobra, the private paramilitary security force.
Like a camera? Well, they had a picture of your license plate, so they were obviously filming. They had they had my passport photo.
Yeah, but they said it's very impolite and
So
bad behavior
I'm going to put this back on me.
that you film them, Rob. Rob, you've been directed over to the side of the road, correct? I don't believe they're getting my feed. We're getting intermediate feed from them. Yep, Skype just disconnected. Let's try to reconnect with them. Joe Biggs, watching this, you've been over in Germany and Austria when you were in the military. What do you make of their behavior?
It's pretty intense. The thing that makes me worry a bit is the fact that, like you said earlier, you're making this analogy comparing Cobra to FBI, and I found some documents that pretty much states right here that they are a mixture of much like America's FBI hostage team. And
Now,
like
are they
said,
private or are they
federal?
Because U.S. media and other media just simply said they were private security. They're federal.
Yeah, they are a federal group.
And then you were reading out of a German newspaper where they admit that they're at a castle where they used to torture people.
Yeah, it's called the Schönau Castle, and it's
Document cam on that, guys.
It's around Vienna. It's 19 miles south of the ancient Austrian capital. It's a 60-room castle with surrounded by a 70-acre wooded park and surrounded by a 15-foot high wall in that area. And a lot of people said that it's a center for spies and brainwashing. So this is an area where
This is a mainstream newspaper saying torture, brainwashing, you name it.
from back in 1972. So you've got this document over here.
That's where they're based now.
Yeah. And that's the castle that they, when I was able to do some.
And so now it's a shadowy federal group that they claim is also does private security. Like, I guess that's their argument because they're for Bilderberg, but really it's the government doing it. And then it's linked back to a torture castle.
Yeah.
So I guess Cobra is probably named after these guys. They're not naming themselves after Cobra.
Yeah.
I guess we found the real Cobra.
Yeah.
Cobra. Cobra currency will defeat the press. How dare you try to film our operations? I've brought world leaders here to pledge allegiance to Cobra. The Americans will soon go under TPP control. Sorry. We have Rob Dew on the phone now. Rob Dew, go ahead.
Yes, right now they're searching through the car. This is a full court press. We haven't been searched like this before. So I guess this is what it's like in a free country.
Ask them, say, is Austria free or did it go back under the Soviet Union when we weren't looking?
I think they can hear you now. I have you on speakerphone.
Attention from the United States. The world is seeing you engage in police state activities and violating the right of the press. Your harassment is being duly noted. You're violating the Geneva Convention and your own federal and state laws, guarding the criminal Bilderberg group from the light of day. We know you've been harassing our reporters and trying to violate their right to gather information. So I'm here as Alex Jones communicating with you to simply let us engage in the First Amendment. You know who we are. You know we don't have criminal records. You know we simply gather information as legitimate press. So I would ask you to simply stop harassing our reporters that are trying to do their job. Why do you host us? We do not host you. We love you from America. Lots of love. Mwing, mwing, mwing. Cobra.
There's a nice gentleman over here who's hearing everything you're saying, and he seems to be nodding in approval.
He probably thinks there's a crazy goblin on the other line. He wouldn't be too far off. Anyways, dude, what else is going on now?
Right now they're going through our stuff. I'm still sitting in the car. I haven't popped out yet. They haven't asked me to get out. We have a couple people in the hotel. We have 2 hotels. And so Josh is disclosing our locations for them. We're being all up front.
I've got to skip this network break. Folks, just support us at InfoWarsStore.com, GCNLive.com, because we lose a lot of money when we skip these breaks, but got to do it with our reporters. They're live on the ground. Rob, dude, tell us what else is happening.
So Josh is explaining to him right now where we're staying. We have fully, they pulled us over. We pulled the car up. They were looking in the trunk. I don't know. I think journalism. I don't know. Is journalism illegal? He's not answering me.
Tell him that we want to be his Liebling and his Liebchen.
I think I know what that means.
Yeah, I'm trying to just be nice, give these guys the benefit of the doubt. Look, we're just pressed there to cover an international conference. It's not illegal. The world is seeing this is a police state. You've already come to our hotel. We came to talk to you, but notice they don't talk to us. They just continue to act like it's dirty and it's bad to cover the press. Tell them to look up Canada and the firestorm that got started when they arrested me.
Pop out unless they're done. Let's see if they're.
You can try to. Well, no, they're going to probably send somebody else over to talk to you now.
Y'all had, I don't know who came to our hotel today. They were looking for me. We went down to the police station. Okay. And anyway, we're on live via cell phone now. It's not video or anything. But they were, so basically we went down to the police station to talk to them. And now we're here. And I don't know. We're not trying to mess with anybody. We just don't want to be messed with doing our job. That's kind of how we feel.
Thank you. We are finished.
We're finished? Okay. All right. Y'all have a good day. Be safe. Thank you. Have a good one.
And tell them Hell Cobra.
So they've, no, I'm not going to say Hell Cobra. Hell Cobra.
Good. Very nice.
Did you like that one? Yeah. These guys seem to be, I don't know how the communication is. They did have photo, did they give you our passports back? Yeah, I think we need our passport and the booking paper.
No.
Oh, no, here they are. They're back here. Okay, here we're good. We're good. Okay, I just want to make sure they gave us our passports and this booking paper. This is probably the most important printout I've ever printed out of all the printouts I've done at InfoWars. This booking paper has saved our butts many a time. Just by showing that we're staying up the hill, they allow us to continue.
Well,
that is the big.
Let's just stop right there. They would love to stop you, but they know it'll make a major incident. But let's just stop right there and think about where we are in America and in the world. There's a globalist meeting of 150 people meeting. It's already in the British news that it's totalitarian, that it's illegal. It's in the German news saying it's very suspect. And they've got checkpoints miles and miles away from a private hotel checking everybody 3 days before it officially kicks off. We're now 2.5 days. They've had these checkpoints for over a week and a half, the press reports, in Austria. This shows the totalitarianism that this group's trying to put out worldwide. Mm-hmm. And they're on record. They're the ones behind victim disarmament. They're the ones behind open borders. They're the ones behind carbon taxes. They're the ones behind it all. And I want you guys to now continue on to your hotel, continue driving on cell phone. I want to have you co-host with us here from Austria, Rob Dew and Josh Owens. But first, you had something else to add?
Well, I just want to say where they have the new checkpoint now, this is still a through road. This is not the only road going to the hotel. They have a spot that they could block off that is another 3 miles up the road here that wouldn't bother anybody. It wouldn't get in anybody's business. They wouldn't be searching people, and they would still have plenty of room to set up a security perimeter. It's not like.
But why do they even set it up for a private group that's not important, according to our media?
There you go. Yeah.
Why don't they just have security at the hotel and at its front gate? It's about harassing everyone, so we can't even aim cameras at the building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't even get to the.
So
building.
The media can say it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
So they can play the public like a bunch of idiots.
We've gone to talk to 2 different police groups. The one downtown, they were very rude to us, and then the ones up here, who I guess just rifled through our stuff. Josh, what did they actually look through? They opened up the trunk and everything, right?
They opened up the trunk. They pulled up the lining of the car and looked underneath the lining of the car.
So we're very dangerous at this point. This is the most full body cavity search we've ever had to undergo.
There's a place in the back for a tire, and they ripped up the lining under.
Yeah.
All right,
make sure
guys, we have Paul Watson on the line with an update on what's happening and unfolding. Then we're going to give you some breaking news on Cobra and get a big article out on it. Bilderberg claimed it was private security. No, it's German secret police or Austrian secret police involved in mind control. This is mainstream news in a castle, predating G.I. Joe villain Cobra. So this is probably who Cobra is named after. We thought it was a joke. They were called Cobra. Again, truth is stranger than fiction. Usually, it turns out stuff in fiction is from reality. Let's get Paul Watson's take, who's still in the UK in London, He'll be traveling tomorrow into Austria. Watson, what do you make of this?
Well, I mean, the claim that it's illegal to film police in Austria, from what I've read, is complete BS. I mean, there've been some pretty high-profile cases involving asylum seekers and illegal aliens where it was legal to film police. So there's no law against it. There's something where they can claim copyright against their image later on, but it's not an actual crime to film the police in Austria.
They can only claim the copyright if you're selling something off their image, like branding it with them. Under news gathering, I looked it up too before you guys went. They can say nothing.
No, so, there's going to be dozens more people filming them there in a couple of days anyway. And that's, last year in Denmark, it was completely different, of course. And that hotel was almost in the city center. It was literally, like a mile away from the city center. The police met with us before. We could set up right outside the hotel, literally yards from the hotel as all the cars were driving in. Completely different.
The police arrested provocateurs that were harassing us. They were pretty nice.
Yeah, the provocateurs were worse than the police. But in Switzerland, it was a similar geography. The hotel was halfway up a mountain. But still, we could literally stand 100 yards away from the hotel and look directly at it. There was a huge staging area there. So the fact that
we could show the black helicopters landing and taking off, everything.
Yeah.
In fact, roll some of the black helicopters, guys. Go ahead.
So the fact that they've set up these checkpoints 6 miles away is bizarre because, maybe it's due to the fact that they weren't happy with us last year because literally they were sat out on the patio having lunch in Copenhagen and there was just a chain link fence separating.
What about when they opened the windows up and like 8 guys are basically fondling each other in bathrobes?
Yeah, they were doing that in the hotel window. It was all very public. And even though we were literally, less than a stone's throw away from Bilderberg members, there were about 4 cops in the whole area. So in comparison to this, where they've got, 2,000 police surrounding this compound, it's completely ridiculous because there are only
I just thought of something. Google the leader of Cobra Security Austria. That's Cobra Commander. I bet he's even wearing a mask. I'm sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
Well, it's just total overkill. Cobra was created as a reaction to the terrorist attack on the Munich Olympics. So they're treating, a few
Which, by
dozen...
the way, was staged by the Germans, even at the end of the one day in September, or whatever the name. It won an Academy Award. It's got Michael Douglas narrates it. At the end, they admit that they actually staged the hijacking of the plane to release the terrorist because they'd actually worked for the government the whole time. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's complete overkill. I mean, there weren't even that many protesters in Copenhagen. It was in the middle of the city. So there's probably going to be, a few dozen bloggers and, quote, protesters who can't even get anywhere near the place when it kicks off. So a complete overkill. 5.6 million euros, including the G7, for this joint operation, taxpayer funded. That can't be justified. Completely ridiculous. But again, Bilderberg claims that it's a charity. And in fact, the UK gave it charity status, even though it's a bunch of private individuals.
Let me ask you this, Paul, and we're going to go to break, come back with everybody here. Joe Biggs, yourself, Paul Watson, and the crew there on the ground. I want to ask you what you're going to be trying to focus on when you get there, what you expect to happen. And I also want to ask you, why do you think England had 3,000 plus people at once demonstrating against it, but the U.S. or anywhere else you can't get that? I mean, that says something about the UK folks, that they're more awake, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's it. Yeah, I mean, you get, a few hundred when it's in Chantilly, but nowhere near like it was in Watford.
I want to ask you that question when we come back. Stay there. We'll talk about Cobra Commander. Find out the name of the leader. Cobra. And we've got our reporters there who have had the police put their hands on their guns, act very hateful, bug their eyes out at them, come to their hotel. Now they're not acting as rude because we're going and getting in their faces. And we're not being mean. We're just, hey, we're here. We're just journalists. Are you a free country? We come in peace. In fact, from now on, just say, we come in peace from America. And seriously, we come in peace. And we're just here to cover the criminal group meeting that wants to destroy our sovereignty. This is just self-defense. You can look up who we are. We're not criminals. We work with Alex Jones, InfoWars. They already have all that. They already know. I mean, walk in. You are Abdul? Out. No filming. But Joe Biggs wants to get into some of the military angle before I go back to Paul and you guys, dealing with this Cobra group, who the media earlier said, oh, private security. They're not private. It's the Ministry of the Interior, and it's made out of the anti-terror unit from the Munich Games back in the 70s, in 1978. Well, if you watch One Day of September that won an Academy Award, they admit at the end of the movie that it was a false flag and that they staged a hijacking to release the supposed bombers. I mean, this is the group that ran false flag of the attack on the Munich Olympics. There is no end to this. They're certainly connected. Then you pull up a mainstream newspaper article, give folks the headline, Joe Biggs, that says it's connected to mind control in a castle that in the countryside outside Vienna at their command base.
Yeah, this is from January 30th of 1972. Schönau Castle is a mystery to Viennese. Like I said, it is this giant 60-room castle on a 70-acre wooded park with 15-foot high walls, and that people said that this was a center for spies and brainwashing.
And that's the Boca Raton News.
So
this thing is news in Florida.
Yeah. And then you've got the Cobra Commander Group that are...
We're still trying to find out who the commander of it is. The leader of the Ministry of the Interior is a woman. Maybe that's why he wears a mask. There's Cobra Commander. Actually, she's actually not the commander of the units, but she's the overall commander. That's why Cobra Commander usually wears a mask, because she knows that people don't really want to follow a woman in combat. That's why he speaks in that voice like that, because it's really a woman. There you go. There's Cobra Commander. Sorry.
So yeah, these guys are much like our FBI. And what has our FBI done before? Staged events, plant evidence to arrest people. And that's one of my biggest fears for some of these guys. You know, the reporters over there right now, when they leave their hotel rooms, I would encourage you guys, when you go back every time, to search that place to make sure nothing's being planted, because of the reason they're being so hostile towards you and stopping you nonstop and, you know, and just being rude. I would make sure that you would be checking those rooms every time you go back, so they don't plan something, so they can come in and all of a sudden say, oh, we need to come in and perform a search. And then they've got something there that they can kind of get you with.
I think that's a great point. We're going back to Paul Watson in a moment. But let's get a comment from Rob Dew and Josh Owens.
Well, I'm actually checking every orifice in the kitchen right now to make sure there's nothing hidden. Because, yeah, I am taking that advice to heart.
You need to check Henry Kissinger's orifice for the Constitution. That may be where it's hidden.
I think when they come up upon me next time, I'll try this. Oh, wait, put your weapon. I mean you no harm. I think I'll try
I found a bunch of
Yoda. I love it.
Speak on them.
You can put your hands up.
Maybe that'll like lighten the mood, because these guys are so serious. Like, I'm wearing a blazer. You know, I'm wearing a blazer. I have a ball cap on. I'm wearing glasses. You know, I'm not carrying any weapons. You know, I have a camera. I have several cameras, and that's it. That's all we're armed with is the truth, and that's all we can do. And it's just amazing, you know, having that little confrontation with the cop yesterday, who was trying to justify what they were doing and saying, we do this for you if you have a party and there's a break-in. No, you don't set up a 5-mile checkpoint in front of my party and have 2,000 cops running around my property if I'm having a party.
For an organization that the New York Times and Rush Limbaugh says doesn't exist.
That sounds like a McKinney pool party.
Exactly.
Can I hear from Yoda one more time about, because I interrupted Yoda earlier.
Oh, wait, put your weapon. I mean you no harm.
That's really good.
Nothing to see here at all. Zebedoo.
Hello, Mr. Penguin.
Hello, Mr. Penguin.
Oh, my goodness. Well, the thing is, they're working for the terrorist. Everyone knows it. They have to act like we're bad. And
it's amazing how
why they SWAT team Amish people in 2-year investigations over them selling a neighbor cheese, because it's not illegal, but they have to show the jury, look, we SWAT teamed them. Like it's all theater. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it's amazing how they say they're going to be a private security group. Meanwhile, right here, it says Austrian Federal Police.
And what magazine is that out of?
This was from a magazine. Let me see. This one, it's called Cobra Austria Special Police Commandos. Law and Order.
So it's a law enforcement magazine. Here.
Lawandordermag.com.
Let's look at it. And they don't even have real photos of themselves. It's like artist renderings of them doing heroic deeds. And again, folks, it's not just us covering Bilderberg. This is how the media operates. It's how the police operate. These are microcosms of the larger world. Sorry, go ahead, Yoda.
I was just saying they pride themselves on their mountaineering skills, the Cobra guys. They always compete in these mountaineering competitions, and they always place in the top 2 or 3. These are the elite of the elite of these special forces. And it just makes me wonder why they need to be here for, like you said, an event that doesn't exist.
And I was looking
at least 24 of them here.
Yeah, I was looking at the map too, and there's an area where it forks and goes into a single road that goes up into the hotel. They could easily just block off that one area, that entrance, and then allow traffic to move freely throughout that area. Meanwhile, you're 6 miles back in a complete and total police state going through God knows how many checkpoints today. I mean, how many checkpoints have you had to go through today?
This will only draw more attention on it.
I mean, that's what's going to happen here.
2. Right. And everybody I talk, well, not everybody I talked to, probably 4 out of the 5 people that I talked to down there in the town, we talked to about 20 people, but probably 4 or 5 of them said, yeah, they had to go through checkpoints, and they thought it was weird. One guy's like, yeah, we had to go through them 3 times. We're just going up to the lake to hang out, and we got to go through a checkpoint every time. They're being citizens. They just have to flash an ID and go through, but they still have to wait if they're pulling somebody else over. We saw a group of journalists. I assume they were journalists. One of them looked like he was one of those camera guys who carries the giant camera on his shoulder, one of those ENG cameras. And they looked like they were from Europe. They were all in this really small car. They had them pulled off to the side as we were coming down. I took a couple photos of them, and they turned those guys away. Not like them, they did. No. Make them leave.
Quit looking at me, Swan.
Not proper credentials you carry. So,
mine. Here.
They turned.
Or I will help you not. Do that one.
Mine. Or I will help you not.
Oh, my God.
So they turned this group away, and they just looked like normal dudes. They had shorts and polo shirts on. They looked like they were just coming up here to cover the event, and they didn't have the proper paperwork, I guess, to get through. So that's what's going on here in Austria, and we're giving people the real news. I've seen reports that we're sensationalists, that we come and cover this. But you know what? If you're going to agree and think that this is reasonable to have checkpoints 5-6 miles away from an event, I mean, then you're
with
just
guys. But listen, this is how they spin stuff. First, they said it didn't exist. Now they're setting up planetary government openly. We're going under TPP. The EU's a dictatorship, a Nazi project on record. It was covert. The UK is trying to get out right now. The globalists are setting up a global meltdown.
The elite are moving.
Yeah, the government security people run a mind-controlled torture castle, according to the Boca Raton Times. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, and then the media spins it that we're sensational. No, reality is sensational.
Exactly.
And guess what? We're winning. Guess what? We're winning. We're having a good time doing it. And you got a bunch of people want to power grab and take over, and that's why Germany and Austria were involved, staging the Munich attack. It's come out. So decades later, they can run around and harass journalists. Just like the Patriot Act's used on its #1 enemy, veterans like Joe Biggs, who's on a don't treat list at the VA. We know what's going on. I want to get Paul Watson's take on all this. Alex Jones here to break down some exciting developments in the area of research concerning supplemental iodine. It's nothing less than phenomenal. I began to get into iodine a few years ago because it was helping me and my family so much get healthy and detoxify. And I used some of the mainline iodine supplements, and they upset my stomach, and I had some issues with it. Until I discovered a product being developed by Dr. Group, who I was already interviewing as an expert on my radio show, and I began taking the product before he actually rolled it out. You now know it as Survival Shield True Nascent Iodine that your body can really absorb. Then, about a year ago, he said, listen, if you think this is powerful, I'm going to come out with rare earth, deep earth crystals that are incredibly powerful that no one else has as a source for their iodine from between 7,000 and 12,000 feet, literally drilled out of the ground. You put it on a hot plate and it turns into the pure gas. No one else has 99.99% pure iodine. And the results that I personally have had have been life-changing. I was over 270 pounds. And with the iodine, exercise, and better diet, I have lost now more than 50 pounds total, and I'm continuing to lose the weight. I have more energy, my libido, all this crap came out of my skin. I believe our research is conclusive. This is the best iodine out there. And I know this for a fact. Nobody else has got iodine based on these pure crystals, ladies and gentlemen. This is innovating. This is trailblazing. And the best part is it helps fund Infowars.com, the radio show, the TV show, the whole media operation promoting true libertarian ideas. For a limited time, experience the ancient power of Survival Shield X2. Take advantage of this unprecedented 30% off Super Detox special at InfoWarsLife.com. They are at the police station. Okay, let's go to Rob Dew in Austria reporting on Bilderberg. He just joined us. Austrian federal police are searching for InfoWars reporters. They came to their hotel. Our crew was gone. Josh and, of course, Rob Dew. And so, Dew, go ahead, take over.
Okay, well, I'm about to walk in. I'm going to show everybody a shot of the police station. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can, sir.
Okay, so I'm about to go in. These look like the police vans that were driving around. You know, this is the same type of police van that was at our location earlier today. So this looks like it's the same.
And when they say turn your camera off, just say to them, it's for my protection.
Right.
You guys have already been very rude and aggressive, and I'm here to file a complaint about them going to your hotel. Go ahead.
Right.
Get on the offense with these people.
Okay, I'm walking in now. And
inside the Austrian substation of the state police. Right. And tell them the feds are looking for you, and you're there to talk to them.
Okay. How do I change this to me? Is there a way to do that? Is it just you hit that? Okay. Okay.
There you go, guys. Good job.
Yeah. Here I am. I'm gonna hit I'm hitting the intercom there to talk to them. They're probably freaking out, but you know.
I love your 1776 hat.
You know, you had to wear the little plug if you're gonna get arrested.
that was the first time we fought the German. Alex Jones here, back live video feed, audio feed from the state police headquarters in the area. Rob Dew's just been thrown out. Tell us what happened during the break, Rob. I couldn't skip that break because it was into the hour.
Sure. Well, you probably saw what the large guy came out. They seem to have a size differential. Whenever the large guys come out, there's always a bit of air and angst about them. But he came out and said, "You're Rob Dew? Yes, we told you not to film the police." And then he said something else and then left. So I guess maybe that's what they're going to tell me, not to film the checkpoints anymore, which that seemed to be the message that they wanted to give me. They never said don't film the checkpoints. All the guy said was that's rude to do, to film checkpoints or to film the police when they had cameras on.
Yeah, you tried to ask him what the law is. What did he say to that?
He didn't answer me. He walked off, and then the other guy got all snippy. So,
In which hotel do you stay?
I'm at the Rumpferhof Hotel.
And just tell them you're tired of being harassed.
Yeah, so they came to our hotel twice, and today they came and we were there. We weren't there, and so my hotel manager called me and wanted to know. Hi, how are you doing?
You're staying in Rotterdam, right?
Yes.
Yeah, as my colleagues here told you yesterday, it's not allowed to film the police or anything from the police stations. Thank you. Goodbye.
Ask him what the law is.
They did not tell us that.
All right, well, tell them you'll turn. Look at those guys. They think they're so cool. Hold on. All right, dude, go ahead and put your camera down when we come back in 70 seconds. Put your camera down.
All right.
And then try to be nice to them. Play good cop with them. Oh, boy. I've never been over there, but my grandfathers were. All right, we're cutting straight to a live feed. Germans was in 1776 when they brought over the Hessians. Of course, most of them just defected and joined us. We just want to invite all the Germans and Austrians to join the move for freedom. There's a lot of great folks over there. fact, some of our most active listeners are over there.
Oh. Okay, I think it looks like they have someone in there right now, so they're not letting two people in. But we'll see. This is the Austrian police substation. Hi. Hello. Did I just talk to you on the phone? Yeah. Okay, I called in. My name is Rob Dew. I'm a journalist out of Austin, Texas. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Sir.
Okay. So I'm broadcasting live for My Protection. We're on a live radio show right now. But I got a call from my hotel manager, and he said that
I don't know.
You don't know?
What is
No.
this? What is this? Well, we're all live. Just
Yeah.